So today in science we're going to see about human changes in the environment. So yeah, obviously we humans have done very good things, but we're going to see about the bad things first. So there is the carbon cycle, which we already studied about, and there is a fixed amount of carbon before we came, but after we came, we burn fossil fuels, aka carbon and coal, other things like that, coal and gasoline, so so on. And so we are expelling more carbon than the nature uh, is used to. So they are overloaded, and there is a lot of carbon, and they cannot handle all that carbon. So they end up just being on our atmosphere, and the carbon is isolating. So the carbon in a good quantity keeps our earth warm, but with too much carbon it keeps it too warm. That means it keeps it hot. That's why the icebergs are melting faster than they should, and all of that. Also, we have the phosphorus and nitrogen um, cycles. They are very important. They are two nutrients very important for life, and they are good in a good. They are good in the right concentration. But we make ludicrous amounts of phosphorus and nitrogen, like in fertilizers and detergents. And so what happens is the algae. That sounded very strange. The algae, they so the phosphorus and nitrogen they go to the water, and the algae they multiply because there's a lot of food. But then they actually die because one time it's gotta end. Okay, and when they die, the decomposers they have lots of food, and to process it they need a lot of oxygen. So what happens is that they deoxy sorry deoxygenate the water, and we know that because of the dead zone. It makes a dead zone, so it's the dead zone of Mexico Gulf. So I want to show you Mexico Gulf, um, Mexico Gulf dead zone. So you can see deoxygenated water. It's a different color, and you can see the oxygen over here. And so yeah, and that kills fishes and other organisms. So yeah. Also cyanide, it's found in almonds, spinach, lima beans, apples, in the seeds of apples, and peaches, and also in gold, precious gold. Um, so the gold comes in an ore, and the miners they spray cyanide over the gold so that the rock uh, melts, kind of like that. And so we have a powder of rock with cyanide, and they spray water, and it not water, but they spray other chemical substances that turn it in cyan, not cyanide, but also doesn't help. or they just leave it there, and so the cyanide penetrates in the earth, and uh, it frees the mercury. So the mercury flows into the water and kills fishes and other organisms. And the mercury is a toxic, neurotoxic. It's kind of like a pleonasm, but okay. And mercury is very bad, very toxic. Other thing is sulfur and nitrogen dioxide. They are normal. They are natural, but in a great excess, they when we burn coal and things like that, they go to the atmosphere, and they're in the atmosphere. There's a lot of water vapor, so they react and they make a sulfuric and nitric acid, which poisons the waters and create acid rains. I have a lot of synthetic chemical substances like EDCs. There's a whole bunch of them, but normally they are going to go to interfere on your brain, changing the sexual hormone, and it can cause neurological effects. Like on the animals, they change the sex organ, and the female changes, like has sperm and the male has eggs. It changes a lot, and it is very bad because they use EDC on the baby bottles, right? And it can affect fetuses and babies, so it's very bad.